Hey guys, welcome back to Team Death Slinger. My name is Peter, and today I want to talk about bad cards, why you should stop ignoring them, and why it's worth it to build a deck around some of these older cards that don't see much play anymore. Now, this is a topic I've wanted to talk about for a while now, but a recent event at a recent regional, Minerva Mon Loop topped the regional, got top 16, and this is a loop that has been around forever, but it got some new legs with the Groundmon X engine, and it's a great example of looking back at an old card that you like in order to build something strong. Now, if you want to know more about this deck profile that won the top 16, you can go look up this video. It does a great job explaining his card selection, what the deck does, and how the Groundmon engine actually pairs really nicely with Minerva. But this is a great recent example of going back to an old card that somebody likes to build a deck for fun, turned out to be really good, brought it to a regionals, and it did its work. But I think everybody should do that, and everybody should go through the effort to revisit their old favorite cards and play with them. So I'm going to convince you to do that, or at least try to with this video. So everybody has a favorite card or Digimon that's bad in the Digimon TCG meta. This includes old and outdated cards, non-meta viable cards, or cards with bad effects. Chaos Galmon is my example of that. I love building with him, but let's be honest, he is old, he's outdated, he's not very fast, and I have a lot of alt-art sitting around for him that I would never use if I did not build a specific deck for the card. It's a great way to challenge yourself to find new and creative ways to have fun. It's a great social experience outside of meta slop at locals. Challenging your friends to do the same thing is a good way to have some fun with your buddies. If you're just like, hey, grab your old favorite card that you haven't played in forever. I know you used to play this deck a lot. You don't anymore. Why don't you pick up the card and see what you can do with the modern cards? It forces you to think critically about card selection and identifying weakness and game plan. Allows you to express what you love about your favorite cards to the fullest by playing pet cards and niche synergies. When I play the old Dorugoromon, because I own the alt arts, I get to play cards like Brave Metal or whatever the black purple option is, like the Full Metal something or other that de-digivolves and stuff. Not a very good card, but if I'm going to play old cards I like, I get to play the cards I like together and have a good time with them. And in that nature, it is just fun. It's a good time to do that as long as you are in an environment where other people will enable you to do that, aka not playing, meta slop against it. But I would like you guys to post your favorite bad card in the comments down below. Let me know what your pet card is, something that you always revisit or that you would like to revisit after watching this video. So let's go ahead and actually go through this process together. Let's look at a card that I have thought about revisiting for a while now, BT11 Mirage Galgamon. Now, this is a card that when it got restricted, there was a lot of chatter about how Mirage is dead. There's not much you can do with Mirage. It's a shame that they restricted it because Mirage players have nothing to do now. And it was rightfully restricted. Card was really, really good, really versatile, but I want to revisit the other Mirage Galgamons and see if there's anything interesting that we can do. So we have BT13 Mirage Galgamon as an option here. It has Evade when digivolving, bounce a tamer to hand, and then when cards are added to your opponent's hand by an effect, you play a Thomas from your hand without paying the cost. So it just plays you a tamer. It's probably fine if you want to play it in archetype, but more interestingly, we have BT4 Mirage Galgamon. When digivolving, gain a memory for every 4 cards in your opponent's hand, and your turn, this Digimon is unblockable. So, in my opinion, Mirage Galgamon BT4, the more interesting option. It is more mechanically unique of the two because it gains you memory, and that's also more in line with what BT11 Mirage was doing. So in that nature, it's probably closer to playable like BT11 Mirage was. The memory gains versatile and functionally interesting. Paired with the training, you likely evo into this for net 0, allowing you to bridge into level 7s really effectively, and the unblockable is nice when paired with jamming. There are some blocker threats that are a pain in the butt to get past, so this not being able to be blocked is actually kind of sweet. So there's 2 paths forward when you identify a card that you're actually interested in going back and revisiting. You can either stay in your archetype and build a deck that addresses the weaknesses in respect to the meta. This is ideal for someone who's a fan of an archetype rather than a fan of the Digimon. So if you like Mirage as an archetype, then you would go this path. But if you build out of archetype with cards that complement unique functions of the card, this is more ideal for someone who wants to play the card rather than play the deck. So if you like specifically Mirage Galgamon, the same way that I specifically like Chaos Galgamon, you might want to go this route because you don't care what's around the card. You just want to let your favorite Digimon shine. So that's the route I would take in that case. Both are interesting challenges to tackle when you're brewing a deck, though. So let's go ahead and look at brewing out of archetype. You have a coincide here. You know where this is going. Let's abuse memory gain on Evo. Galaxy is an engine that allows 0-cost Evo into an alternate level 6 top end. It's already got built-in support that adds cards to hand with BT16 Galgamon, and we already know that Mirage is a great pairing with Galaxy from past uses of BT11 Mirage. This card was already played in this archetype, right? We do lose the removal and security trashing by using BT4 Mirage, but swapping to Mirage to gain 2 to 3 memory off a coincide main effect is a great way to keep gas in the tank for Galaxy. It's still not a bad effect to have. You lose all of the interruption and all the removal, but you're still gaining memory. This is still a good effect, right? It's still functional as a top-end bridge to level 7s after Evos. It shares a lot of the same level 7 colors that Galaxy already wants to go into. which means that you're not losing anything by using this card, right? You lose the removal, but in terms of like color pairing, it's not any more awkward than it would be to run the other Mirage. So some core Galaxy synergies, right? You want Coincide, allows you to free swap into Mirage for memory. You have Galgamon, which adds cards to the opponent's hand and gives jamming. Lobomon, which lets you warp into Ancient Garurumon to clear floodgates, add to hand, play Coincide. Really, really strong sequence you can do is actually to go into the Lobomon off of an extra level 3 in your level 5 pool. Like if you play Huankunmon to play at level 3, you can go to Lobomon, you get the Ancient Gar, which can pop a floodgate off the board, play back the Coincide when Ancient Greymon dies, and then with the Coincide, you can shuffle your level 6 down into something like the Mirage Galgamon to gain memory back, and it makes the Lobomon play less expensive, which feels really, really nice. The Omni's a great level 7 playoff for the technology. It can be really any level 7 of your choice, but Omni obviously has more benefit for every 2 same level cards in your stack. So in Galaxy, that's already really good. And with the Mirage Galgamon, you're going to have 2 level 6s anyways, so you're going to get lots of that Omni effect. So that was a little bit obvious, but what if we want to do in-archetype brewing? We can lean more into our natural level 7 win con, which would be Mirage Galgamon Burst Mode. Burst Mode here wants to swing multiple times and try to close out the game. It gives you a minimum of 2 swings, but you get bonus points for adding extra cards that get more swings on attack. We're going to need to compensate for the lack of damage and interruption that we no longer have with the restriction of BT11 Mirage. Mirage would likely be adding a security to the opponent's hand, which means you really only need to get in there for the 4 security plus 1 check to win. We can supplement with additional generic tools to offer more memory to push for game, or with more removal to buy time to chip in and push for game. The deck's going to maintain its core aggressive identity centered around swinging over and over, and the archetype definitely still has lots of tools to be playable at a casual level. You really don't need me to tell you how to play Mirage, so what I want to go over here is just some kind of weird tools you could use, maybe less played options that can help bump up the versatility of your Mirage deck to try and help you get over the finish line, as it were, which Mirage kind of struggles to do without its BT11 card. So, some useful options here: Minami, Urihara. On play, you play a Labramon or Caesarmon. You're probably not going to run those, but when one of your Digimon is played from Digivolution cards by suspending this Tamer, one of your blue Digimon gains Rush for the turn. So when you pair this with a level 5 that plays a level 3, this is a great way to swing the rookie and get that extra damage. We Have to Stop Fighting is also a really cool option in this deck because neither player's Digimon can be deleted in battle for the turn. If you pair that with the Minami, you're swinging a Rush level 3 that can't be deleted by battle. That is a free check. And then when also paired with Huankunmon here, extra checks in a way to put that level 3 Rush body on the board and suck it back up. You can play the level 3, swing the Rush check that doesn't die because we have to stop fighting, and then as long as you can get into that Mirage, you now have a Huankunmon inheritable that lets you place that level 3 underneath your sources to get another unsuspend, which is some great value. We also have Aero Vidramon, which turns every unsuspend into 2 checks instead of 1. Hard to go wrong there because the burst mode is a natural enabler for your unsuspend triggers. And then we also have Gabumon. So if you can't win with your combo, you can't actually close out the game in one go. But Gabumon is a great way to ace to threaten to close out the game. If the opponent swings, you do get to return 2 of your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer sources to the bottom of the deck. So it is a great removal tool, especially if you're just chilling there with level 6 and the opponent's like, well, you know, he's got a 12k level 6, I'm going to swing over it. Boom, there's Gabumon, bottom deck it. And then when attacking, if you have a Tamer, this Digimon actually unsuspend. So if you have a way to actually, like if you've just played a bunch of boosts or whatever, and you can get into this after you do all of your shenanigans with 1 check left, well, now you can go into Gabumon and you can actually just completely close out the game with that free unsuspend. Something really cool that you can think about too, there's a lot of level 3s that do a lot of utility functions while giving jamming. So I believe there's a level 3 that makes it so your opponent's Digimon can't suspend when you swing. There's a way you can give one of your Digimon blocker till the end of turn, so you can give Mirage blocker and give yourself some more defense tools there, which pairs really nicely with the Gabumon. But the point being, there's a lot of tools you can use to pair with old cards to make them functional, make them useful, and make them fun to play. So that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.
Thank you to our channel members for supporting this channel. It's people like Langlong, Big Z11, Coffee Deus, and DigiDane who make videos like this possible.